Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
She went from ugly duckling to hot tamale.
His wife lost 140 pounds.
She's too hot.
And she may lose her man as a result.
My husband is flat out jealous. There's a confrontation almost every time we go out. It's fun having that tension. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you giving him reason to wonder?
I don't consider myself flirting.
Did somebody write stupid on my forehead?
Plus,
Get a load of Audrey.
Dr. Phil, is this too hot?
she's sexy and 60?
Wait, I have a strong libido.
And she's got a 28-year-old boyfriend to prove it.
She's like the Energizer Bunny. Just keeps going and going and going.
Don't hate me because I'm pretty. Hate me because your boyfriend wants me.
You say you want to grow old gracefully. Did I read that right?
I don't know, I don't have my glasses.
Coming up. Let's do it.
I want you to get excited about your life.
Here we go. Intense.
Stand by, camera 6.
If you're going to talk to me, you're going to have to be honest.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
Showtime. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Stand by, A, and roll A. Check it. Go, Dr. Phil.
Okay, now, if you got it, flaunt it, right? Okay? Well, some of my guests today say they went from ugly duckling to hot tamale. And people around them say they've gone too far and just gotten too hot. I know it's tough. What are you going to do? You're going to meet a woman today who says she's lost 140 pounds and gained an insanely jealous husband because now he thinks she looks way too sexy. All right? Now, we also talked to the winner of the TV show The Swan, who says she doesn't know how to handle her newfound beauty, and she says she's often mean to men who now approach her. But first, you got to get a load of Audrey. Now, she says she looks extra hot now that she's in her 60s. And she's got a 28-year-old boyfriend to prove it. All right, take a look.
I may be 62 years old, but that doesn't mean I have to dress like it or act like it. I can be a grandma, and I can be hot as well.
Audrey's like a mother to me, but when it comes to my children, there's just nothing grandmotherly about her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's just a little too eccentric when it comes to her clothing.
Oh, Crystal doesn't know what she's talking about. Crystal's too old for me sometimes.
Make it appropriate.
Audrey's clothes are something that you see maybe on an MTV music video. It's just way too much.
I don't want anything to do with being a typical grandmother figure. I prefer the young styles and looking young. I enjoy being sexy.
Audrey's favorite outfit is a hot pink wig with tiger gloves, a short leather skirt, and it's outrageous.
Dr. Phil, is this too hot? Sometimes I get a little too silly, but I'm having fun.
When Audrey's wearing her little mini skirts, she's just too hot to trot.
People tell me that I have nice legs, so I figure I'm going to show them off for as long as I can. I've done a little alterations. I had a facelift, a breast augmentation, and I had a butt enhancement.
When we're out shopping, everybody just stops and stares.
Some will walk by me and say, God, that's ridiculous. Other people will say, boy, she's hot. Boy, I wish I could look like that.
When I think of grandmother, I think of homemade cookies.
If Crystal thinks I'm going to start baking cookies, she's dreaming. My boyfriend, Tyler, is 28 years old. Give me a kiss, baby.
The first time I ever saw Audrey's boyfriend, Tyler, I was completely shocked. What a good-looking cowboy, I thought.
He makes me feel good, and he makes me feel sexy, and he makes me feel young. He also has those rugged good looks.
I couldn't resist Audrey. There isn't no resisting Audrey when she turns on everything. She's a firecracker.
He's 2 years older than me. That'd be like dating your son.
If Demi can date a younger man, so can I.
When Audrey gives you the bedroom eyes, you know that the rest of the evening is going to be fun.
I have a strong libido, and I'm making up for lost time.
She's like the Energizer Bunny. Just keeps going and going and going.
I'm living proof that you can be 62 and have a great sex life.
I love Audrey's positive energy. I just want her to start acting her age.
I wished I could wear a T-shirt that said, "Please don't hate me because I'm pretty. Hate me because your boyfriend wants me."
So, what do you think of that kind of overview?
I think it's great.
Yeah?
I love it.
So you're having fun?
Yes.
All right. And have you been this way all your life?
No, not all my life.
I mean, when did you decide that you were going to be hot, sexy, fun, party girl, pink wig, tiger gloves?
Well, maybe my 50s, 55.
With 55?
I decided to jump out of the box.
Yeah. Yeah. Why then? Why 55?
Why not?
You think this is crazy?
Yes, that's nuts. She's crazy.
Why?
I think she's going through a crisis. I think she felt hidden all her life, and this is the way to get out of it.
Yeah. Now, one of the things you said, you're older than I am, but not, we're closer in age than you are with your boyfriend Tyler here, and you say that guys your age smell like Ben Gay and mothballs. You're supposed to say no, Robin.
No.
Ben Gay and mothballs, and you want no friends over 30. What is wrong with those of us that are over 30, and what does that say to Tyler? He's got, what, 18 months?
They bore me.
They bore you?
The ones I've been off with.
The ones you've been, you're not saying everybody that's over 30, just the ones you've been with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ones I've been with.
What's the oldest guy you've dated in the last 5-6 years?
40.
40?
They usually run about 10, 15, 20 years younger than I am.
Yeah. And did you wear wigs all the time?
Yes.
Did you shave your head so you could wear wigs all the time?
Yeah, yes, I did.
You say you want to just grow old gracefully. Is that... Did I read that right?
I don't know, I don't have my glasses. Yeah.
Does that help?
No, that's even worse.
Yeah, you said, and I quote, "Is your memory gone too?" Or you say that at your wedding, was it your wedding that they were calling her the ice skating lady?
Yeah.
Why?
She had a skirt on, I think, went right up to here. And it was this pink little thing that you would see on an ice skating rink. And she looked beautiful, don't get me wrong. She looks awesome, but maybe it just wasn't the right place to wear it.
You said that you're not doing this to get attention.
No, I'm doing it to be different.
Do you drive, did somebody tell me you drive around your car with a mask on?
That's true.
And you do that so you blend in? What?
I do it for...
You put a what kind of mask?
An old lady mask.
Okay, you put on an old lady mask so people...
It's just fun. I'll be driving down and someone will peep at me because that long hair wig, and I'll look over at them and they'll...
Okay. All right. I need a break. I don't know about the rest of you, but I need a break. We're going to come back and talk about this some more. The idea is, should Audrey take Crystal's advice and hang up those mini skirts and pick up her cookie sheet? We'll talk about that when we come back.
Audrey should be dating somebody who has at least been to their 10-year high school reunion.
Tyler makes me feel sexy. Our age difference has never been a problem for either one of us.
She craves attention. I think she's addicted to attention.
Well, Audrey says she knows she's hot and sexy at 60. Now, Crystal says Audrey should be acting like a grandmother, going to early bird buffets and baking cookies, not wearing leather and lace and dating someone that she was initially interested in. So you were initially interested in this one.
I thought he was attractive. I have a beautiful husband.
Okay, if she was also playing the grandmother role, like, you know, being with the kids and all of that sort of thing, would you not care about this, or does this just seem to not fit?
It doesn't fit.
It just doesn't fit?
It doesn't fit.
So Tyler, you're dating someone here that's, what, 35, 40 years older than you?
Yeah.
What's your thinking on that?
Never thought about it, really.
It just doesn't matter?
No, she doesn't act her age, obviously. Usually she makes me feel 70. I mean,
Okay, but now, are you two thinking about a long-term relationship?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
And you understand that right now at 28, Tyler's aging curve is flat. I mean, he's going to be pretty much the same at 34 or 35 or 36 that he is at 28. But the difference between 62 and 72, the difference between 62 and 82, that's a huge, you're aging at a much higher rate than he is. Do you get that? Not all the surgery in the world is going to change that. You can't do a liver lift or get your gizzard fixed or whatever. I mean, you realize that the age gap is getting wider all the time. You don't.
I don't.
How about you?
no, I don't think so. I mean, she looks...
Wait a minute.
She looks this way outside, and I don't know, inside she has to be as well. Her stamina...
No, I'm not saying that that's not okay, but I'm just saying, do you understand this is math, not magic?
Right.
The aging curve, the cellular deterioration between 62 and 82 is dramatically different than between 28 and 48.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just, the reason I'm bringing that up is not because there's something wrong with you being older, as long as you guys get that, because I don't want you to wind up falling in love and then getting hurt because all of a sudden he's having to put you in the car.
I don't see that happening.
But do you understand what I'm saying? I just wouldn't want you to get hurt because the metrics change here in some way and that you aren't aware that there are going to be differences in the future.
I don't think about it. I
know, that's why I'm bringing it up.
I don't want to think about it.
So do you get what I'm saying, right?
I understand what you're saying. I just am going to beat it. I don't know how.
I don't either.
I'm going to be.
That's what I need to.
I'm going to be. I'm going to beat it. I'm going to beat it.
I'm not saying that your spirit can't stay young and that you can't stay young, but I'm saying that right now you may have like a 35-year difference in you have the ability to run and play and do some things that may change some across time. And if both of y'all have had a candid and honest conversation about that, then, you know, more power to you.
Tyler does try to talk to me about it, but I won't listen.
Okay. All right, next. We're going to talk to a woman who says her husband can't stand the fact that she's so good looking after losing over 140 pounds. We'll be right back. I just want you to get heard going forward so you
I went from a size 24 to a size 4.
I'm fat now, and she's not.
My husband, Mike, is flat out jealous. It's fun having attention. I'm not gonna lie.
Now she's too hot.
All right, today's guests say they hated the way they used to look, but all that's changed because they're now looking hot. Now, my next guest says ever since she lost 140 pounds, her husband's jealousy has gotten out of control and is jeopardizing their marriage. Take a look.
All my life, I've been heavy. At my highest weight, I was 270 pounds.
I have lost 140 pounds. I had gastric bypass surgery and I went from a size 24 to a size 4.
My wife has lost a ton of weight, and now she's too hot.
Before my surgery, we were at a bar and there was a girl in there that had a crush on my husband. Her girlfriends were saying to her, "Mike's here." And she said, "Yeah, but he's with his fat wife. She can kiss my ass now." I look great and I love it. I deserve to look like this now. I'm never gonna be able to eat all this.
After my wife's surgery, I ended up gaining 75 pounds because she would put her food that she couldn't eat on my plate. That's not cool. I'm fat now and she's not.
What's your name?
My husband, Mike, is flat out jealous.
I hate it when other guys check her out. You didn't have to purposely walk by him.
Why? Because you thought I was looking at them? Did you think I was doing it for them?
We are not allowed to go out without each other.
My wife, Bobby, has a pair of jeans that are low cut, and it shows her thong, but I don't like her wearing them outside the house.
Mike does not trust me. I think it's because I've lost so much weight and I look great, and people hit on me.
We were out playing pool, and this guy come up and slapped her on the derriere, and I jumped over and went to try to kick his butt.
It's fun having attention. I'm not gonna lie. I went years when nobody even noticed me, where I was invisible.
When other guys flirt with my wife, I'm like, "Hey, you see that ring? Yeah, I bought it. It's there for a reason."
There's a confrontation almost every time we go out. Michael will either get into a fight with someone or he will yell at me for talking to a guy.
She was dancing with her friend, and I said, "Hey, leave her alone." It was like, "It's free country, I can do what I want." Yeah, okay, boom. That was free, no charge.
Mike needs to get over his jealousy. We're gonna wind up divorced if he doesn't stop.
I've never been insecure until now because I'm fat and she is so hot.
Girls used to hit on Mike all the time. But now that the shoe's on the other foot, he doesn't like it at all. Dr. Phil, my husband thinks I'm too hot to handle. Why is he so jealous?
Well, you started crying when the tape was playing and they were talking about your life before. Tell me why.
It's so hard being heavy. I mean, look at the difference. I mean, people can just be cruel.
So you suffered during that time. And so now you're getting even.
Not getting even, feeling comfortable with who I am.
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit, but when you said those girls that used to flirt with my husband now can kiss my butt, sounds like getting even to me. There's an element of that. There's an element of it. I'm not saying it's wrong or that you haven't earned that or whatever, but I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. What do you do you question her fidelity?
No, it's not that. It's just, you know, if a guy's gonna walk by and slap her on the butt with me standing there, what happens if she goes out by herself? And plus, she always talks about how it hurt her with her being overweight. How you think I'm starting to feel? You know? Yeah. And it just happened so quick. One day you look in the mirror and you're like, whoa. You know?
Yeah, it's not really how it happens.
Well, that's how it seemed to happen because, you know.
It's like you're walking by the mirror. Ooh. Oh, no. I hate it when that happens. I guess the question I've got for you is, are you at a point where the pendulum has swung the other way, and so right now it's just like really new and you're out there kind of rocking and rolling?
Very true.
I mean, are you giving him reason to wonder kind of where your head is at this point?
I hope not.
Well, no, I mean, but think about it.
Well, it's like when we used to go out, and when we met, I weighed 200 pounds. And girls would come up and hit on me, and I'd be like, well, talk to my wife, you know? Or, well, go tell that to my wife. You know? And she goes, oh, thank you so much, and walks away.
I mean, this isn't the first time I've seen this, okay? And it's sort of like you were in a body image before that you weren't comfortable with. You went through a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of the things necessary to get you where you are at this point, and now it's like, okay, all that good time I missed, I mean, it's kind of like doing an end zone dance down there. Like, check this, buddy. Right. And so And isn't it natural and normal that that might be a little uncomfortable for your husband?
I think it might be, especially with him gaining the weight.
All right, well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Is Michael wrong for not trusting Bobby when she goes out? Now, we put her to the test. We followed her with our cameras on a night out on the town, and we're going to find out what kind of message she's sending or not sending when we come back.
What's your name?
My name's Scott.
Scott, I'm Bobby.
She was flirty.
Yeah, but you're good.
While at the bar, her butt was pressing up against my knee. Some guys could certainly misinterpret that as a very overly flirtatious action.
Before my surgery, I had no confidence whatsoever. Now I have all the confidence in the world.
I think my wife Bobby is too H-O-T hot since she lost her weight.
Okay, after being overweight and what she considered as markedly unattractive most of their lives, my guests today say now that they're hot, they just want to show it off. It's like, hey, it's my turn. Now, Bobby used to weigh 270 pounds, and she says she felt absolutely invisible. She claims that all that changed since she's lost over 140 pounds. Now her husband can't handle all the attention that she's getting. So we did a little experiment. We sent Bobby out on the town to see what kind of impression she makes with the opposite sex, what kind of message she sends.
What's your name?
My name's Scott.
Scott, I'm Bobby.
Bobby, really?
Bobby. No, that's my grandma's ring.
You're married, huh?
I am married. Where's my chick?
Okay, so here's the thing. The ball's coming from back here. You gotta, like, turn up. You like that, yeah. Like. My impression of her initially was that she was single because she was flirty.
Yeah, but you're good. It's two bad people against one good person.
Excuse me?
Did you just get a manicure?
One of those things the girls have to do to be painstakingly beautiful.
I think she does enjoy the attention, does enjoy the flirtation, does enjoy the physical contact.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Can you give me some tips? Because I suck.
Give you tips?
I felt like she was just out there to enjoy herself, but enjoy herself by getting guys to notice her. There were two things I noticed. The first was while at the bar, her butt was pressing up against my knee, even though I tried to move it back as far as possible. It was still there, and some guys could certainly misinterpret that as a very overly flirtatious action. The second was she found an excuse to touch my stomach and also caress my chest. I think she wants to be approached by men, and if she's not, I think she'll subtly approach them and let them know that she's there.
Bottom English.
Are you doing that on purpose or what?
Maybe just a little bit.
Okay, but, you know, what do you think?
I'm glad I didn't go.
So that's offensive to your sensibilities?
That makes me mad, yes.
Okay, now, and this wasn't a hidden camera. You knew that there was a camera there.
Correct.
Okay, so it wasn't like we snuck up on you or anything, so it's not like she was
But
out.
in the places where you're at, if there are two guys sitting there and I have to walk up between them to get a drink, I'm obviously going to push against him because there's no room. So it's not like I was rubbing against him just to,
check
to do it flirtatiously.
Michael, check for me. Did somebody write stupid on my forehead?
I don't see it.
You
I
don't
don't see it.
Okay. Just.
Do I have one as well?
No, it's not. No. Now, look, come on. Are you telling me that during that time this was just a geography problem? That you couldn't, if you walk up between two guys at a bar, there's nothing you can do about it.
I don't see
Now,
the other guy.
Can I just get you to study this a little bit? What message does that send to you?
I guess I don't have anything to say because I don't consider myself flirting.
Okay, but the question is, what do other people consider, and is your husband unreasonable about this? Because there's a definite hair flip that goes on here. Now, I understand body language. I do this a lot. There's a definite hair flip where you actually flipped your hair. Girls, is that a flirting technique or not when you flip your hair? Now, I've never been a big hair flipper personally, but I think, here we go. Watch this. Ah!
I also never wear my hair down either, so.
Oh, you got an answer for everything.
I do.
But the pictures don't lie. Now, but look, here's the thing. I'm not saying that you have bad intentions at all. What I am saying is, are you aware that the behavior, we interviewed guys there, they said, I thought she was single, she was flirting with me.
And then she comes back, she has this piece of paper. And I said, well, can I look at it? You know, maybe we can go there later. And she was like, sure, and she puts it back in her pocket. Well, today it's laying on the...
We were busy.
Hold on, it's the desk on the hotel, and it's got their email address and all this on it.
Okay, coming up, I'm going to tell Michael what I think about these insecurities and where I think the dangers lie, so we don't get a bunch of fist fights going on over all of this, which has happened. We'll be right back.
They were staring at you.
We fight about my husband's jealousy all the time. We fight about everything, but it always comes back to some guy flirting with me.
You need to get over yourself.
He constantly says, did you see the guy looking at you? Why were you talking to him? It never ends.
Bobby says that she has no idea that going from a size 24 to a size 4 would cause her husband to become so jealous that it would tear their relationship apart and create tension in between. Now, what did you ask her during the break just now?
I told her I loved her.
So you're worried she's mad?
Well, kinda.
So what did you say when he said he loved you?
Mm-hmm.
Just mm-hmm? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what is it that has you backed up?
I feel like I'm being picked on.
Okay, that's your victim story. Now talk to me about the ownership part of it. You're getting picked on, but is there any ownership you have in the situation?
I guess I don't see it like that on the tape.
Okay, see, that's the reason I said before that I wanted to specifically, affirmatively say that I am not suggesting that you're out looking to have an affair or looking to be inappropriate with some guy. But I know this, you spend a long time feeling invisible, you spend a long time feeling criticized, you spend a long time with people being mean and cruel and insensitive to you because your body image was not what you wanted it to be, and now you've lost all of this weight, gotten in shape, looking good, feeling good, and it is great to celebrate that. But you have to be really careful about the message you send, because I can tell you from a guy's point of view, they might be receiving a different message than you're intending. You're just like, hey, I'm feeling good, having fun, rock and roll, and they're saying, target, and if you're putting out a message that says, come on, then you might be getting in a situation you don't want, and that's how you feel, right? You don't think she's out catting around, do you?
I know my wife loves me and all that, and it's never been a problem with her. I've never really got mad at her. It's guys that just won't stop.
And so you hit them.
Well,
no, as for the being smacked on the butt and that kind of thing, the bar, when we go out, I stand next to him. So everybody knows, especially at the bars that we go to, that we are married.
But he's a pretty good sized old boy, and if somebody's snapping you on the butt.
And a stick.
Yeah, a pretty good sized old boy with a stick, and somebody's still.
I can defend myself.
Just from looking at it, if you think the behavior looked flirtatious, then clap. Okay? If you think the behavior didn't look flirtatious, I'm just having a good time, clap.
Thank you.
Okay, she's the one with a grandmother. See, she has a different yardstick. She has a 62-year-old grandmother standing through the sunroof of the car going down the strip, okay? So you got to put that one over to the side.
Okay. There were a couple more.
Yeah. And you slide the spaghetti, just keep sliding it on. Get in shape. You don't want to be out of shape.
No, sir.
You won't like your body image. You won't like yourself. You're feeling insecure, and it's bad for your health.
He wants to take your fitness challenge.
We can certainly get you in shape, and you're going to need to be in shape if you keep swinging on everybody that looks at her. You need to deal with that now, and then you all will be the beautiful people.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I may look like that when we go out, but that's not how I feel. I still feel like I'm big, like I'm large and heavy. Why? How is that going to change?
Actually, we're going to talk about that next, okay? I want you to listen to the next guest I'm talking to. We're going to talk about that very specific thing. Next, we're going to talk to the winner of the Swan, a popular makeover show. She says that now she's hot on the outside, but still feeling the same way on the inside that she did before. So we're going to talk about that very thing. We'll be right back.
Being on the Swan held a mirror up to me about the person that I was and the person that I wanted to be and how very different those two people were. If the only thing that you can say about me is that I'm pretty or I'm hot, really don't say anything at all.
We've been talking to women who say they've gone from plain Jane to just downright sexy. Now, Delisa was the winner of the popular reality makeover show, The Swan. Now, although she says that she got tired of feeling like the ugly duckling, she had no idea how painful and confusing looking sexy would be.
I'm a captain in the Army Reserve. I would describe myself as a plain Jane. I looked masculine and I acted tough, but I just felt very insecure underneath it. The Swan is my first real success in life. It was really an amazing feeling to win. I like what I see when I look in the mirror now. I had a brow lift, a mid-facelift. I had some fat added to my cheek folds here, some lipo here, and I had a breast augmentation and a tummy tuck.
Delisa's one of my closest friends. She's gone from an average woman to a very attractive person with the same issues.
Don't judge me based on how I look. Don't give me credit for that. I didn't earn it. You know, I earned my degree. I earned being a captain in the military. A lot of these guys that are approaching me in bars never would have given me a second look before.
So what do you do?
The guys that are hitting on me,
I'm scared now.
they do go into mode.
Oh, you did not just say that.
If the only thing that you can say about me is that I'm pretty or I'm hot, really don't say anything at all.
Before the Swan, she was very outgoing, but not overly confident. After the show, she relied less on her cleverness and her friendliness to her outward appearance.
I can sometimes be given preferential treatment that I don't deserve. Called a plumber out and he says, oh, well, you know, I won't charge you for this or I'll do that for you. I'm not supposed to, but I will. You wonder, would he have done that before?
I don't want her to be caught up in the superficiality of all that she's experienced.
Being on the Swan held a mirror up to me about the person that I was and the person that I wanted to be and how very different those two people were. Dr. Phil, even though I look hot to everyone on the outside, I still struggle with a lack of confidence on the inside.
You feel like you've cheated the system, don't you?
A little bit.
Because you said, I earned my degree, I earned my rank, I earned all of these things, and then I just kind of was given this. I didn't earn it, I cheated the system.
I had a lot of people who helped me to achieve what I did, and I didn't feel like I necessarily earned it as I did those other things in my life. So I guess I don't like being given credit for what I didn't earn.
You know her really well. What do you see differently in her now than you saw before this transformation?
Well, I see that she probably has bought into some of the attention a little bit and is not real certain about her identity. I think that's the biggest concern that I've seen, that she may not really know herself still, even though she's gone through a lot of changes.
But you were that way before, right? I mean, you didn't particularly like the skin you were in on the left.
Right.
You were uncomfortable there.
Yes.
You don't like the skin you're in on the right. You're uncomfortable there. So the common denominator is not really being in touch with who you are, right?
Yeah, I think that's true.
Because I know people sometimes criticize shows like The Swan, and when you make that kind of transformation, the whole idea is you've got to do it from the inside out.
Right.
What you want is that the wrapper just reflects the way you feel on the inside, and that's not what's happened.
We did have a lot of support. We actually went through therapy and had life coaching and a curriculum during the SWAN program, but it's 4 months of being completely isolated. You think you're making all these great gains, and then you go back out into the real world, and people are very harsh and very critical, and really not very many positive things to say about the way I went about using the resources that were presented to me.
But you resent the fact that men pay attention to you now that didn't pay attention to you before, and you're the same person now you were then, and so you resent the fact that they're that superficial.
I do.
It's like you didn't like me before, So don't come buddy up to me now.
It's offensive. It's degrading.
Okay, and so they're like, what? What? I was just being nice. But yet you do go out there and you do dress to your body. You do things that draw attention. And then when they do, yeah, then it's like you put up a big stop sign. But look, here's the deal. I want to tell you something that I really hope you'll hear, think about, and listen to. And it's the same thing that I hope, Bobby, that you'll hear, think about, listen to. There's nothing wrong with what you've done. You made that decision. I don't know if you'd make it again. Body image and self-image are interlinked. They should not be. It's wrong. It's not healthy. People that are overweight feel worse about themselves, and they think that they're not as good a people. They are critical of themselves. That's wrong. You can be just as loving and caring and giving and intelligent and contributing in your life, whether you are attractive or not attractive. It makes no difference. But what does have to happen with you now, and needed to happen with you before, is you have to clearly decide what your authentic self is. Because everybody has that unique configuration of traits, skills, abilities, characteristics. Some are God-given, some are learned across time, that uniquely define who you are. And if you haven't met yourself enough to identify who and what that is, and then accept and embrace who and what that is, you'll never be happy in this skin, the other skin, or any other skin. It will never matter unless and until you truly know who you are and accept that. And that's never really happened with you. True?
True.
Now, think about this. You went and spent 4 months sequestered in a surgical boot camp that redid you and remade you with top quality physicians, top quality care, but you've never done that kind of intensive work to determine who you really are on the inside. What if you decided it's time for me to meet me? It's time for me to find out what I am truly all about. And you did that and discovered that and embraced that, and so you had that and this.
That would be ideal.
At that point, you could say, I now look on the outside the way I feel on the inside. It doesn't matter what the rapper is. There's a lot of really good-looking people in Hollywood that I just wouldn't swerve the car for. Seriously. I mean, you know what I'm saying, and I don't mean that literally, but I mean, it doesn't matter how much you can dress up and doll up. It's who you are inside. And all I'm asking is that you invest the same time in doing that you spend in doing that. Does that mean you need to go in some inpatient program for 4 months to meet yourself? Of course not. But you do need to put it on project status and decide, you know what, I really need to get comfortable and realize that if some guy's coming up and he's drawn to me because I have stereotypic attractive qualities, traits, and characteristics, then I can't blame him for that. But give him a chance to get to know you before you karate chop them or something, just because they had the audacity to think you were attractive. Then determine whether they have more depth than that, and then both of you can. But you've got to decide who you are. I mean, and really, I'll give you some things to do that will lead you specifically to that point.
It's been so much more difficult because I've had to do it in the public eye and with so much public opinion about what I've done and how I've done it. And so finding myself since the show has been interrupted by other people's, putting their perception on me and projecting that. And
that is a problem with some of those shows, is that being in the public eye and on television is not for civilians. And so we'll be right back. I really appreciate everybody coming and talking about these things today, because people get in this situation. When you make changes, it really can present new challenges for you. And what I'm going to do is give you two a copy of Self Matters and the Self Matters workbook, and I'm going to tell you some specific things that I think you need to do. You say you got off track when it got on the physical, but I'm going to show you how to get back, because you can have both. You can feel really great about yourself and look great about yourself, and not be crossways with your partner or the people in your life either. All right, for exercises on getting to know yourself, go to drphil.com, because I'm going to put some of the things that I'm going to lead these guys to do that are in more detail in Self Matters. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.